in a war of ethnic cleansing.
So in your
Why is it
estimation,
only
we own it because we're here now. The Indians owned it because they were here, right?
It's okay when Caesar starved out all the Gauls?
No.
Was it okay when he did it?
But that's war.
Why is there a danger? There's
One
war.
thing occurred under war and was used as a tactic before there was such a thing as civilized war. The rules of war had not yet been written during the time of ancient Rome.
There's no rules for war, none.
There absolutely are. There are fucking rules for war. In the 1800s, they used to break for tea.
The Geneva Convention.
There are rules for the treatment of capturees.
They think they're going to be the winner, and they're going to be able to tell the story afterwards.
It's called, yeah. There wasn't rules back then, but we didn't adhere to them. It was that version of guerrilla warfare that allowed us, the Americans, the Bostonians, to win. However, looking back on it, now it's a form of reparations.
What is?
Well, if you want to call it reparations, giving them reservations.
I wouldn't call that reparation, dude. I would say that's a slap in the fucking mouth.
Has been getting that treatment after they were conquered.
Because that's what we did to ours too. We found the worst pieces of land and we sent them there.
And first, what happened to them?
Certainly, it was after they conquered. But what you're saying, James, but your whole point of view and what the crux of this whole situation is that it was all their fault, even leading up into the blacks, all the way up into the civil rights movement. That it was all their fault.
Well, yeah, because they were climbing into the bottom of those boats in Africa, eh? They were just scampering in there.
Slavery increased.
Take me to America, please.
By several years, even during segregation, blacks.
The white men who were shipping the blacks over here and throwing them overboard to claim insurance on their cargo. It was really the blacks' fault being on the ships in the first place, right?
Look up the names of the ships. Look up the names of the slave traders. They're all Jews. The slave markets were closed on Jewish holidays.
Jesus Christ. You're demented, man. Again, I think this all goes back to attention seeking. Because you didn't get something as a child, James.
Sorry, pardon me, kids. A real phone call. Or not.
So, James, why do you think the government's after you? The government is not going to be after you for your ideals. They're going to be after you for action.
After everyone.
Clearly, you're not about action.
Why they're constantly fucking with everyone.
Fucking with everyone? Like who?
Yeah.
Who, your government? Because you have terrible foreign policy.
I get visited by the DHS on my blog.
Well, hey, you're not going to get an argument from me on DHS.
Were you ever visited?
You were visited by DHS? What were the terms of that? And don't tell me you can't talk about it because the best action against DHS visits are exposure.
Oh, DHS, Department of Homeland.
What's that, James?
Were you ever visited by DHS?
You're insinuating, no I wasn't, but you're insinuating that you can't. I'm saying that the best way to battle that is to expose it.
Welcome to Philly Bill 58. Thanks for dropping by. Sorry, I'm not watching
to certain people. The best way to expose it is to the masses.
Yeah, I've exposed it to the masses.
You have?
A different venue.
Yeah, you're full of shit.
I've gone, right?
You can. You're all talk, James.
You want to see you?
Yes, I do. Because I will agree with you on the government's overreach with fucking DHS. What's up, Steely? Shout out to Steely for bringing an 8-ball over to the Dutch's house.
Hey, what's that?
Hello.
That was not an implication on you, Joe. I saw you that whole time. You weren't involved in that.
No, what happened in my house? What?
Nothing.
I haven't been to the blogs yet. I don't know.
But they did come here and I did ask some questions.
About what? Can I ask about what?
Nothing. What's that?
That's because it didn't happen.
Because I asked them if they had a warrant and they said no. And they cut off then.
Well, that's intelligent. They don't need a warrant to ask you questions. They need a warrant.
I asked them if they had a warrant, and they said no, and I saw no other reason because I'm not going to voluntarily speak to them.
Even if they have a warrant, you still don't need to speak to them.
I didn't.
Right.
Just don't step onto the porch.
It was that knowledge from guy who reported them.
Oh, knowledge. He reports you for.
General terroristic threats.
They think you're a skinhead sleeper cell?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You tell a lot of bullshit. I think you're talking a lot of bullshit, dude.
No, it's not.
I would think that a smart man like yourself would have videotaped that encounter.
It happened early in the morning.
Yeah, when someone bangs on my door.
Armed. That's why, unless you have a felony, James, I can't believe you don't have a firearm. And that, Joe Dutch, is why you have firearms.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
What do you have?
1558.
A 1558. What'd you just say?
PZ58, a check modified AK-47.
No, you don't.
Yes.
You don't have that shit in Michigan.
I don't live in Michigan.
You know what?
You're the same person who thought I was at.
I know where your brother lives. I know where your brother lives, but I'm not 100% sure where you live.
I don't have one.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm. You're the same type of people who thought I was that Alan Caesar guy who's now living in Dallas.
I don't even know what that means. Don't go off on one of your.
That's the rumor that I lived in Michigan started. I was Alan Caesar, and I lived in Saginaw.
I don't even know what that means.
I know Saginaw's in Michigan.
James lives on Colby Drive, they say. You guys shouldn't be writing that.
Welcome in, 864. Thank you for dropping by.
Oh, James is not allowed to have firearms due to his mental health issues. I
And
believe that.
Joe, that's how the laws work here. And if that was the case, that's not going to stop me.
That does ring true. That I believe that you have mental health issues, James. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Which one?
That you can't have a firearm due to mental health issues.
I don't have any of those kinds.
I don't know. You do lay on a dirty mattress with your ski mask.
So, I mean, it's more expensive than your entire house.
Well,
If
actually,
the government already knows where you live, James, and they've already had contact with you, what are you afraid of?
I'm not going to give them any more.
hey, Mr. Utah, maybe it's just a fetish thing. The dirty mattress and the ball gag or whatever.
I think it's deeper than that. I think it's a shame thing.
It might
I think
not have
it's a
anything
shame.
to do
I
with
think
mental
it's
health.
Because it's,
I think, let me finish. Let me finish my idea.
I'm not going
I
to
think
give
it's a
myself.
shame thing. I think it's because you don't. I think it's a shame thing. I think it's because you don't really believe anything that you're saying. I think it's fully for attention because you don't get it anywhere else.
Why did the
You
IRA...
didn't have parenting. You don't have a girlfriend. You don't have a wife.
You don't know.
And that's what this is all for.
You don't know anything. You don't know.
This garners the attention that you need.
You don't know anything. I'm not going to... He does not know anything. He doesn't know the half of it. He does not know the concept of asymmetric warfare. And you don't do anything to give that to people their advantage. Even if they have access and capability to do so, but they don't have enough resources to monitor specifically to get all of my information, I'm not about to give that to them.
What, seeing a wall in your house is going to give them some kind of information?
They're not going to use their facial recognition technology. They're not going to do their other things. They're not going to monitor them.
Man, you are a paranoid motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, paranoia runs deep and calm, eh?
How do you know there's not a rat on your computer? It's not just the government I'm worried about, it's the other people.
Well, if there was a rat on my computer, I assume I would see it.
If someone through your microphone and through your camera, and those people have the ability to focus on just you, not like the government where they have all sorts of people